Hello there and welcome to the 5th video in a tutorial series on how to make an endless runner game in Unity 6 for mobile devices. This tutorial will be covering environment. Remember to subscribe and click the notification bell to stay up to date with every tutorial I upload. Feel free to leave a comment and drop a like. So how do we make it so as we get some assets into this game so as it isn't bland and grey and blue? Well, we can use the asset store. And the asset store is a great place that you can go to download tons of assets, whether it's free or paid, to use in your game. And how do we get to the asset store? Well, if we go to Window, you may have the option here in the list, but if not, you can go to Package Management and click on Asset Store. It will open up a new window, and you just need to make sure that you're logged in with your Unity account. And I want to search for a specific asset in this tutorial because I want to kind of illustrate how assets can be used for anything. And because the theme of this is going to be kind of train based, because we're going to have tracks, let's search for train. And we want to look specifically for an environment of like a train sort of thing. And there are a couple. Some are paid, some are free. But if you want to follow what I'm doing and use the free ones, you can set the filter to free. And if we scroll down, you'll find this particular asset, Pixel Horror Abandoned Rural Train Station. Now, we're creating an endless runner, not a horror game. So why would we want to use this? Well, the great thing about asset packages is there can be random assets in these packages that could be useful for what you're doing. And you'll see how this works now. So we're going to use this particular asset, and obviously all credit goes to the creator of this. And you'll see things like a blue button that says download or add to my assets or open in Unity. What you need to do is keep clicking this until you have the asset and you can then open in Unity. And if you do so, what will happen is Unity will suddenly pop up with a window that is the package manager. And when it loads up, all it will do is it will illustrate the asset that you are trying to download. In this case, is Pixel Horror Abandoned Train. So import into our project. And what this will do is it will download from Unity all the assets that are contained within this package. And you'll have this window right here that says import Unity package. You just need to click on import. So every single file that is contained within that asset package is now being imported into our project. Whether that is a train or whether it is some grass or whether it is some rocks or anything like that, it's coming into our package. And the beauty of it is it's not one singular package. It's very rare to find assets that are one singular thing. This will be made up of multiple different assets, and we can use those individual assets to achieve whatever result we want in our game. So depending on the size of the asset, it may take some assets longer to import than others. I think the second asset that we import in this video later on will be a much quicker process. But I just wanted to kind of illustrate that this is how you use the package manager and import it into Unity. Obviously, you're not restricted to just these. You could go back to the asset store and you could search for a completely different asset if you wanted to. You could search for this. You could go for this style, this design if you wanted to. I'm just using the kind of train theme because I think it kind of fits quite nicely with what we're trying to create here. So Unity is still importing this, so it shouldn't take too long. But while it is importing, let's actually start searching for our second asset. Let's search for low poly environment. And once again, you can see all the paid ones and the free ones if you want to. And if you want to use the free ones, we can just go to filter, click on free. And we present the list there. So it's this one we're going to use, low poly environment pack. Click on it. And then right here, open in Unity. But let's check on the process or status of our other one. It's imported. We can see it just here. So let's now import the next one. So let's go back to here. Let's go open in Unity. Same again, package manager, import, and then we'll be given that list right here and click on import. This one's a smaller asset package, so this one will import much quicker. So now we have two asset packages that have some assets in that we can use to build our environment. There is one more thing that we need to have a quick check on. So let's go to our low poly environment pack. Let's go on to prefabs. And if all your images here are all pink, we need to sort that. So what we need to do is go to Window. Let's go to Rendering. Let's go to Render Pipeline Converter. And what that will do is allow us to convert these materials if we select Material Upgrade. So then click on Convert Assets and then click on Initialize and Convert. It'll take just a moment, but then you'll see all of your pink materials turn into the actual correct materials. That means our assets are now ready to go into our game. So how do we make it so as this becomes more like a track? Well, we need to expand these a little bit because they're quite short. So let's change the scale to 50 on the Z, change it to 50 and 50 on this one. And now let's select track 1, hold Control, and then select track 2 and track 0. Keep hold of Control and move them this way using the blue arrow. If we actually use the Move tool. So let's try that again and move them this way. There we go. So it kind of looks just fine there. So these are now ready to accept some kind of visualization. So let's go to the Pixel Horror Abandoned bit. Let's go on to Textures and let's apply this gravel texture to track 0. It looks crazy. It looks absolutely crazy. But what we need to do is modify it. Now, when we've applied this texture to this object, the texture isn't on that object. What is actually on that object is a material. So this gravel material is now on this object and the texture is on this material. So you can think of it as like a chain. And because the material is attached to this, I'm not going to go into materials too much in this video, but we can change how it repeats itself. So if we go to the tiling option down here and change the Y to whatever size your track is. So in our case, we've set it as 50. Let's also set this as 50 and we can see that it makes it appear normal. So let's then apply this material to tracks 1 and track 2. And now we can actually see it starting to take shape. So the next thing we want to do is let's add an actual train track. So let's go to our Pixel Horror thing again. Let's go to Prefabs and let's go into Props. And you should see over here somewhere that we have a track. So let's drag and drop this track into our scene. It's not the right way, so let's rotate it on the Y-axis to 90. And it's far too big for what we want. So how do we sort that? Well, let's actually set the position to 0, 0, 0. And then let's change the scale. I know the actual figures to change the scale to, but you should play around with it a little bit. And the idea is we want to make it so as it fits perfectly over track 1. So that means we need to change the size of it. We need to make it thinner and we need to make it kind of lower as well because it's quite high. So let's change the height first to 0.5 and then let's change the Z or Z to 0.25 to make it much thinner. But it looks a bit strange now, so let's change the scale. Now this is where a bit more precision will come in and you'll have to kind of work with your precision in terms of size. So let's have this as 0.46 because I know that's the exact size I need to have it, but you can change it to whatever you would want it to be. Now let's align this track with the edge of the cube. So have it hanging over just a tiny bit like so. And next thing you want to do is hold Control, press D to duplicate it, and then move it so it aligns like so. Then you can select both of those pieces, hold Control, press D, and then you can move it all the way along and align it there. And then select all 4 of those pieces, hold Control, press D, and then just need to align it here. So if we have it just a touch to there. And then we'll take, I think we need 2 more pieces. Yeah, we'll need 2 more pieces to kind of complete this little section. So let's duplicate that, bring that to there, hold Control, press D, bring that to there. And we want it to kind of hang over the edge of the cube just a tiny bit. And there we go. So we have one lane full of track. Now what we need to do is hold Shift, select the first piece of track, and then select the last piece of track. So all the pieces get selected. Then hold Control and press D. Still holding Control, pull it so it overlays onto track 1. Hold Control, press D once again, and pull it so it overlays onto track 2. So now we have 3 tracks all running just fine. So now we have a proper track to run along. Next thing we need to do is let's have some environmental features. So we're not just kind of staring into the abyss of the grey here. And that is where the beauty of the prefabs in the low poly environment pack come in. If we scroll down here, we can see some terrain. So let's drag and drop that terrain into there. And now this is where we play around with it so as it kind of melds nicely with what we're creating here. We need to change the height a little bit, so let's have that as 0.5. Drag it down just a bit so as it doesn't intersect on top of the track. And there we go. Let's hold Control, press D to duplicate, and let's bring it over here. Same again, hold Control, press D to duplicate, bring it to there. And once again, you need it to kind of just hang over the edge of where the cube is just a little bit. Doesn't matter if it's large like that, because it will intersect nicely. Next thing, let's take those 3 terrains, hold Control and press D, and let's bring them this way. Hold Control, press D, and bring them this way. So now we have a field. Nice. Let's add some features to this field. So you've got some rocks that you can just drag and drop and move into some places wherever you would want it to be. Some flowers, I guess. Put them wherever you want. Some plants. There's even some trees if you want to have trees in there. So let's add a tree. Let's decrease the size of the tree. You should take way more time than what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of rushing this now to kind of get along with things. So next thing, let's add a fence towards the sides of this. So because we have some asset packages installed, let's actually search for it rather than trying finding it. So let's go here to the search bar on the project window and type fence. And we should see, hopefully, a fence somewhere, but we don't. It is in here. I know it is. Let's go to prefabs. And let's try searching fence. There we go. I told you it was in here. So let's drag and drop this fence into the game. And again, it's up to you if you want to use it or not. It's, you know, it's entirely up to you. Let's have a fence there. Let's have a couple of fences along here. And let's hold Control, press D, duplicate them, move them to the other side. Let's move these ones down a little bit, move them this way. And again, this is where it comes into play where you should take way more time creating this. But if we press play now, we should actually start seeing an actual game take place within this game view right here. So all I would recommend at this point is find some assets that you want to use, take your time in creating the world around you, and you'll end up with something pretty cool. Awesome. Quite happy with that. So next tutorial, what I think we'll do is let's add in some collectible coins. So let's have like rows of coins that we can kind of run into and collect them. Remember to subscribe and click the notification bell to stay up to date with every tutorial still to come in this series, and I'll see you next time.